Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial. This is actually another inspired video. As I mentioned in another video, I'm not sure if you will have seen it yet, but I took a fall at school on Friday, playing in the gym with one of our special needs kids, and I tweaked my whole body. So I've been laying low, and when I lay low, I go back to all my inspiration lists, all my inspiration YouTube videos that I shared in a previous video, how I kind of sort those out on YouTube and put them in playlists so that I can go back and find inspiration. So I watched the video at the time, but I never made it. So this is called a burrito pocket, and is what Jen called it, but it's from Jens Arty Inclinations. Fantastic, fun person to watch. She is just a hoot. But that's where I got the inspiration. So we're going to be doing this today. And all you basically need is you need a square piece of paper. And I did a couple prototypes and failed miserably. So I'm going to show you some tips that I learned. I created kind of a template here on just a piece of white paper. And so let me share the supplies that I have as well and my prototype. So I've got my ink, Vintage Photo Archival ink. I've got some Barely Arts glue. I've got my Fabri-Tac here as well. I've got a corner rounder in case I want to do that. I spent some time this morning making some wax seals just because I'm going to use them as part of the closures as well as probably in the journals, but they turned out really, really good. This is a beautiful Christmas tree. Silver and kind of a burgundy color. Focus. It's not liking the focus. That's okay. And then we've got like the little what do they call that? It's like the star thing, like the Northern Star type of look. I don't know what it's called. Another Christmas tree. So even though we're doing a winter journals rather, they do have some Christmas features in them. So a snowflake and a rose. I love how that one turned out. Sorry, the focus is so bad. Another one of those. Somebody told me, I've struggled with this before, and somebody years ago told me in a video what it was called, but I can't remember what it's called. But so aren't those just delightful? So we're going to be using those also. So I'm just going to set those off out of the way. I've got some seam binding here to do some work on the finished pieces. And let me show, and I've got my zero gravity ruler, and I'll explain to you how that's going to be useful in this project. And I'm going to move my mouse before I turn my video off. So if I leave it on my desk, boom, I'll hit it and then it'll stop the video. So I also have some Velcro dots we'll be using to do a closure. So anyway, I got the zero gravity ruler, regular ruler, seems intuitive there. And then this is the prototype. Now, the only thing I didn't like about this burrito pocket is that things would fall out, right? So I used that little trick to use a whale tail tab on the bottom to kind of hold things there. So you can still kind of see the burrito shape, which I think is really adorable. And this can be obviously glued down to a page, which is what I would do with it. I did a closure on this one using a Velcro dot, and then I just put my wax seal on a piece of coffee dyed and inked cheesecloth, and that's how she's staying closed. And she's got a tag and a journal card inside. So super cute, super different, and very, very easy. I had a lot of trouble getting the sides even, but I'm going to give you a trick. So that's what it looks like without anything in it. You do want, I would advise you to have a paper that it doesn't have a direction, because it's really difficult to do this with directional paper. I tried it, was not successful. So you can see this paper's okay because it can go any direction, and then I use this background paper. And so yeah, let's talk about the first one. Oh, let me talk about my prototype here first, or my sample, not my prototype, my template. Let's call it a template. So mine are measuring, well, I think I changed a couple of them to 6 inches squared, but this one is 5.5 by 5.5. And what I did in order to be able to fold it equally, is I made a pencil line from point to point and point to point. And then from the center point, I used my zero gravity ruler, which I'll show you as we go along. I used my zero gravity ruler to mark that so that I know that when I fold these flaps in, I'm going to touch this tip on that dot, okay, and I'm going to get it even. I'm going to touch this dot on that tip on that dot, and then they're going to be straight. And you can tell that they're straight by kind of going down from top to bottom, 3.5, 3.5, and 3.5. So it worked like a charm. So we're going to be following that in the video today. So we're going to be doing 3 on camera. They're super, super easy. The one that I showed you will be will go in my reference journal when I get to making that. But we're going to make 2 for the, or maybe that's not the one. Maybe that's going to go in the journal. I still have to make 1 for the reference journal. We're going to make 2 in the vein of this kind of grungier Kleeblatt Creations Silent Christmas kit. So on this one, I used the Silent Christmas kit primarily. All these pieces go with the Silent Christmas, so I don't have to differentiate on that one. And as promised, I will be starting to do this so that when you look at the links, and you'll be able to see the name of the kit, and then you'll know that it's the one that you want to click on if you're interested in the kit. And then this one has Silent Christmas also, and also I used on the back some of this paper is from, oh, maybe not this one. Pardon me, just a second. Let me collect myself. No, this is all Silent Christmas. So my apologies. This one has the snowflake paper. This paper is the backing. So my apologies. This is one of them though. So if you like this as a backing, that is Printscape Journeys Watercolor Snowflakes. So my apologies for mislabeling that. And then I think I actually put these all on here wrong because there's the girl. So, and then the girl is from Christmas Girl Portraits from Unique Art Factory. So that is that. It's a lot of kits to keep straight. And then this one, the Christmas Girl is from Very Pear Kleeblatt Creations. I think I spelled that wrong. Kleeblatt Creations Snow Fairy Tale. Winter Forest is this paper here, and that is from Liana Scraps. So in case you're interested in that. So if you need to go through what I just said, you can certainly rewind and take a peek at that. So let's go ahead and start with this one. This one I actually made, let's see, I've already forgotten. I've already forgotten what I did. This one is, yeah, this is a 5.5 by 5.5. I think that's the smallest I did, but I did bump a couple of them up to 6 inches squared. So we're going to start with, if you've got something that's somewhat directional here, you're going to want to kind of angle your fold so that you retain some of that. So was I doing that on the inside or the outside? Doing that on the outside, so this way. So I want some of that to show, so I'm going to fold in this way, and that way I'll be able to get some of that grungy goodness. So we're going to start with making a pencil line again from corner to corner. So I'm just going to line up my ruler here, and I think I'm too far away, so let me just bring the camera down a little bit. There we go. And just going to make a light, and I actually don't have to go all the way down. I was going the whole length, but I don't really have to, and we can erase that line when we're done making our folds. And so we're going to do the same thing on this other side. I'm going to try to be a little bit more thorough, guys, with measurements and things. As I mentioned before, I do take the comments seriously because I do this for you. I do not do it for me. So then before we make the ones here, as I indicated on my template, these dots for where these corners are going to line up, you want to kind of, again, re-look at your direction here. So this is going to be the part that folds over. So I wanted it to be like that. So then I want my dots to be on this line going this way. So I'm going to turn this. And I think I'm going to sneeze, so pardon me. Maybe. And I went out I went out a 1/2 inch and I just made a dot there and a dot there, okay, like that. So we've got 2 dots, and we'll erase those in a second. So again, a line from corner to corner, corner to corner, and then basically X marks the spot, and then 2 dots on that part, so that you can get your points lined up. So we're going to start by, doesn't matter which way I turn this, because I already know these corners are going to fold into these dots. So this corner is going to fold into that dot. So I'm going to turn it just for the angle here, and I'm going to touch that dot, okay? And I'm going to be as precise as I can. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead, oh, yeah, that's right. Just looking at a different side of it. Give that a good crease with your bone folder or whatever you use to do that. And then we can open this back up, and then we can fold this point in right here. Okay, so I will link Jen's Arty Inclinations in the video description list too, so you guys can check her out. I love to share that inspiration person. I want you guys to go over and check her out, is what I'm trying to say, and not very well. I love how that turned out. That was really interesting. I'm not loving the inside paper, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these lines, and then we're going to ink this stuff up, and then we're going to proceed. So again, just erase those lines, just scrub them out there. Super easy. You'll never even know you kind of did the cheat way to keep everything straight. So I will be right back. So I've kind of got one ear open. My husband is up on the roof while I'm filming. He is taking down Christmas lights. It's quite the ordeal. It takes him a couple weekends to get all the Christmas stuff put back away and get the lights down and all of that. But so I'm kind of listening for him and make sure that I can hear him up there, or I can hear him come back in the house. So there we go. Beautiful. I wish I could have gotten more of that. I could have probably done that a little bit differently, but that's okay. So that is in place, and again, just want those folds to be really crisp. Now we're going to, before we do any closure on it, I want to kind of measure these out. I did a general cut here to see what we needed, but I think we're going to use this, and I think that's going to fit in there without being cut down. Yes. So let me just grab my my cutter here. I'm hoping I don't have to open it up just for the sake of the video. So I don't want it to be too long, too tall. So I'm kind of looking at going about here and cutting that off there. Okay, so I'm just going to put my finger there. Doesn't have to be precise. You can always trim it if it's too tall. Okay, set that out of the way. And so that's going to slide in there, which is perfect. Oh, that's so oh, I love how that's sticking out. It's really not going to though, because it's going to go down like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one into a tag shape. So I'm going to go kind of deep on this tag because I want it to go below that line that we just were looking at here, which I'll show you again in a second. So just using that little trick. I feel like I'm far away from my desk. My apologies, guys, if I go off camera. I am sitting in here and struggling with my, my back and my body. So let's see if I can fix that a little bit. There we go. It was a hard fall. Oh my goodness. And at 58 years old, my body cannot take that like it used to be able to. So I was trying to engage her in PE. She has Down syndrome, and she sometimes she's just fearful to get in with all the other kindergartners and play the games, and so I try to keep her busy and active doing our own thing, and yeah, I fell bad. So I'm going to do I think I'm going to do the eyelets and all that off camera. Well, let's do one just for the sake of the video, just in case you guys don't know much about that. Probably you do if you're watching, but this is the smaller eyelet setter. I prefer this one. I do use my Crocodile as well. but this is one I use kind of like every day. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch a hole using the smaller punch, a smaller hole here, and I just I spy it. I don't look for it to be perfect at all. And I'm going to reach over here. I've got a little container with my some little eyelets there, so I can just grab them. I apparently printed some of this paper on a really thinner paper than I'm used to, so it's a little bit flimsier than I like, but there we go. And I think for this one I want to use this seam binding right here. It's kind of a burnt orangish red color, so we're going to go ahead and just tie that off really quick, and then we'll finish up the little embellishments for this one, and we'll do the closure. But I hope you guys will check out Jen. She's a hoot. She has a very busy life, and she generally does a voiceover on her videos, but she's just a spitfire. Like, she's really very happy person and very fun to listen to. She's over on Paper and Glue. Oh, I never think about the names of the groups I'm in, but yeah, Paper and Glue, I believe. Creating with Paper and Glue. I'm not sure. I think is my camera just like crooked? It's weird. Oh no, we don't want that view. We don't want that view. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. You know, I'm gonna put this I like to put it between my knees so that I can hold the tag flat. There we go. And then we have success because it's not moving around, but there we go. That's a little bit off, but I can fix that later. I'm just going to trim that up a bit. I'll fix it. So that's going to slide in there. And then we have a journal card. I'm thinking I only want to do 2 things in this pocket. I cut a third one, but I mean, I suppose it doesn't hurt. It's a little bit wide. Let's go ahead and use it. We've got plenty of room because the closure that I'm using actually creates quite a bit of space. So let's go ahead and have this be a little journal card. So I'm just going to round the corners. I believe that this background paper is also the one from that I mentioned from Printscape Journals. It's like a snowflake, watercolor snowflake background. So that's a perfect little card there as well. That'll all go down about like so. And then our other card is just this beautiful lady. And this is the Christmas, you'll have to look. I took the Post-it notes off, so you'll have to go back to my sharing the Post-it notes because they've now been separated from the project. So I'm sorry, I cannot help you. It's one of 2. It's either Christmas children or I guess it's Christmas children, right? Or Christmas girl portraits. Okay, and that's going to go in there as well. And it's plenty. Oh, I love how her eyes are peeking out. So we're going to take that out though, because we want to work on this closure. So let's pull over some of these wax seals and see what we like. I love these ones even if they're imperfect, and I think this one is actually really pretty. Or this one right here. Okay, and I just use my fabric tack to do it, and I've got some lace, and I've also got some seam binding. So let me pull the lace. What did I do with that? Is this it? I thought there was more than that. What did I do with it? There it is. This one. This is the last of it. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry so much when this is gone. But you gotta use your supplies, guys. Oh, that's gonna be perfect right there. So what I did is I took a piece of parchment paper and I just set my textile here. It's a little bit wonky. I set my textile here, and then I glued the wax seal on top of that. I just want to think about what direction. I think I like that. And I didn't put too much glue on it, just kind of in the center. I mean, a lot, but just right in the middle. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then we'll just set that down like so. Okay, and we'll give that a second to set. I do want to peel it up though so that we don't have it sticking to that. Well, it probably won't stick to the parchment because it's parchment. So I'm grabbing a paper towel. But I'm telling you guys, my neck hurts so bad. And that was not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. I sleep in a bean bag, and we filled it some time ago, added some more foam to it, but it was not the foam that was the same as what was in it. And so now that I've hurt my neck and my shoulders and stuff, it won't form to my body like it was. It's like the two different kinds are mixing, and they're compressing each other, and they're making really hard spots that is just not a good scene right now for me. So I'm going to grab that paper towel again and just kind of dab the back of this just so I can get off that excess glue. And we've got our Velcro closures. So I use these low profile glue dots. So we're going to go ahead, and I want this one to be over that one. Of course, that would be completely up to you. And I'm just going to put it on the corner right there. Okay, and then I put the soft side down on the top of that so that it will line up when I close this really beautifully. Okay, and I'm going to kind of stretch it because I really want a good tighter closure than I had on the other one. So there we go. And so I think we're good to probably put this on. I don't see a lot of glue everywhere else, so we're just going to glue that on there. And I've got to see if I've got some words. I may not be able to do all the words and stuff. I don't have everything right in front of me. I do have some, but not for this color tone. So I'm going to just go ahead and put that down. Now I do want to open this because I want to make sure that no glue oozed out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and just give that a push. Looks to be fine. I don't even feel anything sticky. So we can go ahead and set that back down. We can slide our little itty bits back in. Off camera, I will put some kind of a word or something on here. Oh, we need to put our whale tail tab. That's what I forgot. We want something to catch that so things don't fall through. So I cut a bunch of whale tail tabs here. Just kind of went to town on it one day. And so I'm just going to try to find one that's in the color tone that I want. Let's see, and I don't want it to be too big. Oh, this one would be perfect right here. Right there. Perfecto. I'm going to go ahead and just fold that over. I don't remember where I saw this, but I saw it on somebody's channel where they use these whale tail tabs this way to kind of be a stopper. So it's pretty cool. I like to ink the edges a little bit too, because in case that shows if something doesn't get glued all the way if I didn't print on the back of them. And I think I want it to go just like that. So what you want to do is you want to close it somewhat. So I close it from this point to the inside with my Barely Arts. So we're just going to run a bead of glue there. Well, not just a bead, quite a bit there. You only want a little bit of that open, and we're going to close that up, okay, and give it a good squish. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we don't close it all together because glue tends to travel. So I'm just going to get my ruler in there really quick and just kind of hold that there to let it adhere without closing and oozing into the other part that we need to have stay open. Okay, that's perfect. And so then this is going to come down here. So we just got to evaluate how far down we want it to be. Probably about right, about the same place I had the other one. So I'm going to just move that stuff out of the way. And I'm actually going to make a pencil line so that I can have something to guide me there. Okay, get out of there. And then you can glue this whole thing down, the whole back of it down. So I'm going to use the Barely Arts this time. And I'm just going to kind of set it on that line, and then I'm going to I Spy that it's somewhat even from side to side in this area here. Okay. Again, perfection's not at play. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out, okay? And then you just can slide these down like that, and they'll catch right there in that little bit. So right there. It's perfect. Love it. So that I see a little edge peeking out, but that's okay. Kind of wish that she was taller. I might grab a bigger one so that she sticks up a little bit more. I like her sticking up like that. But that is our first one, guys, and I will put a word on that one as well later. So I'm going to get this out of my way. I've got so much stuff around me, you wouldn't even believe it. So let's do this beautiful wintry one, because this one I made a little bit bigger, just because I wanted to see what it would feel like. So again, same process though. We're going to do our line from side to side. Once I can locate the ruler. And again, I was saying you went from point to point, but you're basically just lining up the points so that you can make a pencil line in the middle, okay? And again, I think my husband's off the roof. That's good news. Okay, now this one's not directional in any way, so I can just decide which way I want it to go, and I'm going to use my zero gravity ruler to make my little dots. Okay, same thing. We're going to go a half of an inch on either side of that zero. Okay, there we go. And so then when we fold this, we're going to fold this point to the opposite dot. Okay, to the opposite dot right there, and I'm going to set right on it because that's my point, right on the line. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to open that back up so we can see our other dot. Do the same thing. We're going to fold it in. Just touch that dot. Just kiss it right there. Okay. And give that a good crease. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink this up really quick. Oh, let's erase our lines. Actually, maybe we'll mess with the ephemera first and then we'll ink everything up at once. That would make more sense. So we can just let this sit for a moment. So our lines are erased, and that is that. Okay, beautiful. So I've got a couple of pieces here. I just got two for this one, but I thought this would be beautiful. This is that one that's from Winter Forest from Liana Scraps, if you want to check that out. Obviously it is too tall, so we will be trimming that off. So I'm just going to turn here to my trimmer. I'm not going to bring it back in view. I wonder if it looks weird that I'm cutting off the trees at the top. Well, it is what it is. So this one, I think we're going to stick with the tag shape just for the top of these. So I'm going to do that little trick where you cut off one corner and then use that on the other corner. So just making sure it's the right one. Flip it over and cut the other corner. So cool. So that will slide in there too. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. That was perfect too. Perfect size. And then this one looks like she's a little bit too wide, so I think I'm going to cut it off of, I'm going to cut a little bit off of both sides so I don't lose that glowing window light. So just a tad off of each. Yeah. She's going to go in there as well, just like that. Kind of wish that I could make this go tall, get her taller, but I can't. It's just not going to work. It's okay. She's a secret. So let me ink this stuff up. I'll ink all the edges inside and outside of this, and I will be right back. I think I mention this every time that I love the blue and the brown. I think it's really complementary, very contrasty and grungy looking, even though the blue is very cold and snowy. It's lovely. So let's just do this last tag. I'll do that eyelet off camera and do the seam binding because we have one more to do on camera. And I thought we would try a different closure on the last one. So instead of the, oh, we got to do the closure on this one though. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay, so let's set that aside and let's do our closure. We will do a seal on this one as well, because this one would be, oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? I think we need some white lace to go under this though. So what do we want? What do we want to use? I wonder if we could use a bit of this. I know you guys can't see it. This lace where I like to cut off that top edge so that I loosen all that what's holding it together, and then again on the bottom as well. And then you can kind of pull it and get it a little bit looser and stretched out. It might not work for this, but we'll see. It might. It's not quite. I'm not feeling it. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's okay. Even though it's not going all the way around, it's not going to all edges of that circle, I think it's going to be okay. So same thing. What did I do with that parchment paper? There it is. So we're going to set that on there, and then we're going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this seal. And again, I'm focusing the bulk of it on the center. And then we're going to just place that down. Okay. Go ahead and release that. Okay, and I didn't really have trouble with the other one, so I'm going to go straight in here, and we're just going to put some glue on here. Again, I'm using the Fabri-Tac because I am gluing. I've got sticky all over me because I'm gluing a textile, so it works the best in my opinion. And so we're going to go ahead and put that down like that. Okay. We're going to pick it right back up though, because I want to make sure that I can, it's not going to affect anything on this side. And we also need to put to our Velcro. I forgot about the Velcro. Oh, I love that. Yes, love it. I'll put our Velcro dot right there. I should have done that first, you guys, so that I'm not messing around with this seal that's still wet and trying to adhere, but it'll be okay, I promise. There we go. Bring that over, give it a good press. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. So Jen did it with book pages as well. I thought was really cool, and she did them in all different sizes. I did a prototype, I think I did an 8x8, and it was way too tall. Like, it just looked weird to me. This feels a lot more pleasing to look at. So, so there we go. And I'll put an eyelet on the top of that card. I might put another extra little bit in here too. And oh, we need our little whale tail tab. Let's see what would go. I don't have a lot of blue in here currently. They mostly are too big. I'm thinking, let's see. Oh, there's one. This one will work. Anything would do there. You could put, I could put actually glue a flower on there. Actually, let's take a look at this. What would happen if we just put this flower right here? Would that be enough to hold it? It would be. That's what we're going to do on this one. We're going to be different. Okay, that one's a little wonky. Let me see if I've got one that's, this is just a satin flower that I sprayed with some ink sprays, so works great though. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little dot of glue right there in the middle. Hopefully this will work. I don't know if it'll take too much stress, too much pressure, but we will give it a try. We can always do something different. So I'm going to bump that down so that I can see where I want this to go. Probably about right here. Okay. Just going to bump it back up. Okay, like so. And then when that's dry, these are going to just be able to catch right there, which is actually quite beautiful. They actually look a little bit like those flowers. Perfect. Yes. There's our second one. So we're on to the last one, guys. And the only reason I want to show you this one as well, it seems repetitive, is because I'm going to do a different closure. So we're not going to use a wax seal. We're going to, well, we might still use a wax seal, but we're going to do it differently. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up through part of this. This one was this 5.5 by 5.5 or 6 by 6? This is also 6 by 6, so it's a little bit bigger. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to show you on this, that one looks kind of cool. Looks a little bit not as straight. Let's see. Let's test it. 3 3/4, just under 3 3/4. It's not quite straight. Oh, it is pretty much. It's off just a smidge at the top. Not sure why. So let me go ahead and ink this up and I'll be right back. Okay, the only thing I'm going to show you on this one is just the different closures so that you guys can go ahead and move on with your day. So we're going to go ahead and I pulled a piece of paper and I thought we could just use this to kind of wrap it around and use it. Oh, I kind of like that with that. I'm not sure if I love that or if I want it to go this way. I think I want it to go this way. And I only need it to wrap around just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and make a pencil mark here and just trim that off. And then I'm going to trim it probably about, I'm going to have it only be about 1 inch wide. It's going to be kind of creating a little bit of a belly band closure. Oh, this should have gone, it should have been bigger. Because how is it going to come off? That won't work, will it? How did Jen do that? I do not recall. Oh, I know what we could do. We could put the Velcro on the back. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to keep that right there, and I'm just kind of looking side to side and seeing that it's kind of even-ish. And I'm going to just give that a light crease, give that a light crease, if I can manage it. Except this one you would not be able to glue down because your access to your Velcro is in the back. How did you do that, Jen? I do not remember. I wish I remembered. What one would need to do, and maybe I will just skip this for this time, but what one would need to do is make this belly band go all the way around so that you could glue the belly band down to the page, which I've done a gazillion times, and it would just slide in and out of that belly band. But I don't have a big enough piece of paper to do that, I don't think. Let me just look here. I don't think I have anything big enough right off the top of my head. So I'm going to go ahead and just not do that on this one, but that is an option. Play around with different ways that you could put a closure on this. But let's just go ahead and do the little bit of lace and one of our seals. Oh, I think this one would actually be pretty because it'll pull the blue out of that. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do that. I'm going to grab another piece of this lace. It's so pretty. So pretty. I use all those bits though, guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm going to set that down. Do the same thing. Maybe I'll do my last one off camera and I'll do that belly band closure and you guys can see that at the end of the video in the pictures. I just wasn't thinking that all the way through. I thought I had a brilliant idea and it was not so brilliant. So I'm just going to do a couple Velcro dots, a Velcro dot here. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you'll give it a try. Please hop on over to Jen at Jens Arty Inclinations. The link will be down below in the description box. And show her some love. Tell her thank you for being brilliant. Because without creators sharing their own personal inspiration. Now I know that she mentioned that she'd seen it someplace else, so I believe that that's what makes the world go around, as far as this sharing of inspiration in the junk journal community. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.